building homes, strengthening families, and improving prospects no matter where that home or where that family might be. In pilot programs in countries like Peru and other regions of the world, the Church's Perpetual Education Fund, now in its 10th year, has taken off, lifting the lives of people whose access to education and job opportunities was radically limited before. Where would you be right now if not for the special funding?
It changed my life, my family, and the life of those after me.
Without it, I will have a poor quality job, lower pay, and my family will not have what they need.
I once heard it said that when hunger knocks on the door, love and happiness go out the window.
In regions of the world where deep-seated poverty is a harsh, unyielding way of life, and education seems impossible to reach, PEF-sponsored schooling can intervene and begin improving the prospects of those in need.
The Perpetual Education Fund has been a great blessing for me because when I first heard the prophet Gordon B. Hinckley say that education was the key and the opportunity, I felt it was my opportunity.
Where there is widespread poverty among our people, we must do all we can to help them to lift themselves, to establish their lives upon a foundation of self-reliance that can come of training.
Modeled after the Church's Perpetual Immigration Fund, established in 1849, it was 10 years ago, in the spring of 2001, when, as president of the Church, Gordon B. Hinckley initiated the Perpetual Education Fund, which has since provided low-interest student loans to tens of thousands of young church members in 47 countries across Latin America, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. Their lives are varied, their professional and vocational pursuits unique, but a glimpse into the activities of these determined recipients in urban centers like Lima and Cusco, Peru, also shows a common thread of devotion to their faith and family, even when doubt creeps in.
I was afraid at the beginning. I think we all were. But I was sure that I was a daughter of God, and as His daughter, I could do it.
And what Mariela Quispe does is nothing short of remarkable. Just married recently to her husband Carlos, who was a widower, Mariela suddenly became a mother to a family of 2 children as she completed her studies in industrial automation with the help of PEF.
It was a miracle. I have so many people to thank. When I see what's around me, I feel very small. And I know that all I have is not only for me, but also for all the help I received from others.
Today, Mariela is a control systems service engineer, managing sophisticated remote-controlled equipment for a global mining and hydroelectric company with operations in Peru, and is the only woman in a field traditionally dominated by men.
I have a testimony that when one relies and trusts in God, everything is possible.
11,000 feet above sea level lies the historic Inca capital of Cusco. As a gateway city to Machu Picchu and other ancient ruins of the Americas, Cusco is a bustling center for tourism, especially by bus, an industry that keeps rolling for this man, Ramel Alvarez.
The gospel has changed my life.
And so too has the Perpetual Education Fund. It paved the way for Ramel to become a certified mechanic and parts manager for a large service center that specializes in bus maintenance and repair in his hometown.
There is more hope to continue growing and hope of progress.
Completing his formal studies in 2004, this family man continues to advance his specialized training, with his family in full support. But now, Ramel's training is paid for as compensation by the company he works for. And there's more to come.
I will continue studying and training. My goal is to have my own mechanics business, and that's what I want to do. We are now a little better. We live in better conditions. We have food, clothing, and shelter. My family feels happy and safe.
In the 10 years the Perpetual Education Fund has operated, it has gone beyond opening doors to education. It's been the key to unlocking business ideas, helped forge partnerships, and attracted widespread admiration. Coming up later in this edition of the World Report, the conclusion of our special coverage on the 10-year anniversary of the Perpetual Education Fund. We return now to the conclusion of the Perpetual Education Fund's 10-year anniversary. In metropolitan cities like Lima, Peru, where skilled workers are in high demand, educated employees like accountant Patricia Vega, administrator Brenny Human, and graphic designer Marlena Lopez have found a professional path through the fund.
I feel fulfilled. I have achieved things I never imagined.
Marlena served a mission, returned home, and attended school to study computer-aided design. But there was one problem. She didn't own a computer. That was in 2003.
I really feel that if I hadn't asked for help from the PEF, I wouldn't be where I am now.
And where she is a very busy place. In time, Marlena graduated with a technical degree, has a full-time job creating graphic designs for a vocational college, launched her own successful business in commercial graphics, employs up to 7 people when work is at its peak, and developed an internet cafe right from her home.
I talked to my leaders and I started paying back my loan to the Perpetual Education Fund and my school with my income. And then that way I got more customers.
The gospel is my life. When I turned 21, I had the luggage to go on a mission.
Patricia Vega has a way of looking ahead. Growing up in the church, but in a small town, she had to, in order to set her sights on a university degree in a city like Lima.
I'm not the Patricia I was before. Now I am Patricia, a public accountant with a diploma.
She also isn't in what you might call a traditional line of accounting work. In a few short years from the time of graduating, Patricia now manages the finances of one of the most respected fashion and design firms in Peru that teaches, develops, and markets a wide variety of indigenous fabrics and native-grown products.
What I love about fashion is that by a design, you can translate what you feel.
Patricia's successful transition, she is eager to share.
I am grateful to my Heavenly Father for the Perpetual Education Fund. I hear people say they get paid very little, but I advise them to study because it gives hope that one can have a better life, can grow, and help their family and their country.
I have important goals to accomplish, and I know the Lord will help me do it. I know I have to work hard in my faith and my prayers and to always remember Him. Those are the blessings the Lord has given me. And as He said, to whom much is given, much is required. I know that the Lord will require much from me, and I have to work hard.
By the end of this 10th year of operation in 2011, the church's member-supported Perpetual Education Fund will have helped 52,000 students gain higher education. And through their employment opportunities, funds are repaid and loaned out again and again. But accounting for those who have received it will be an easier task than measuring the lives of those who continue to fulfill its promise.
The Perpetual Education Fund, established in 2001, continues to move forward. On average, with the 2.7 years of education they're now receiving, they're increasing their income by 3 to 4 times. What a blessing this is in their lives. This is indeed an inspired program.
I am very grateful to the prophet who gave me this great opportunity. And if I see him again, I will say thank you to him. It changed my life, my family, and the life of those after me.